there was a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Word to your mother.
And now's the time of the day when everybody's day gets brighter.
Yes.
It's Steve Byrne and Joe Gatto's version of a podcast.
Yes.
It's called Two Cool Moms.
A ray of sunshine.
That's here we are.
For your ears.
Nice to see you,
You can't see it, but you can feel it. It's
you feel the warmth.
Yeah.
Walking in the sun changes your attitude, absolutely, right?
It definitely does.
So
Give me
when
that D.
When you lived in L.A. versus when you live in DeVille, is there a change in the temps and the exposure to the D? More or less D in Ville.
There's less D in the Ville.
Less D in the Ville. Okay.
Yeah. But it's not like freezing, and it's not super hot. Like I lived in Pasadena, where it's getting like 108 degrees in August. You're like, oh my God,
Tell
get
that
me out
chick,
of here.
please.
Yeah.
Did you do you like beach when you go away or
Nope.
Or beach
I
or
lived
pool?
in Venice, never went in the ocean.
No, beach or pool.
A pool.
Now you're fam. Beach or pool.
Both. Kids want to go on the beach.
Okay, so when the kids want to go on the beach, you tell you, no, Daddy pays these bills. We go to the pool. Or do you
No, I'll
say,
go to
I
the
gotta
beach
go to
with
the
them.
beach?
I got to go to the beach.
You do that, okay?
Yeah.
Sandcastles?
Have to.
You do sandcastles.
looking
okay.
for crabs.
Sand sculptures?
Look, I'm not
You do turtle?
I'm not that dedicated.
Okay.
No.
Just so castles.
I'll bury a kid.
Bury a kid.
I'll bury a kid to your
Make
head.
a hole. Make a hole here, like watch
Mega
the
hole.
water. Mega
Yeah,
hole.
let's build a
right, dig
dam.
in, right?
Yep.
Stuff like that, right?
Good.
Okay. Free hand on the castle or molds from the gift shop?
Molds.
Molds. Makes it
Yeah.
easier. Okay. Decoration? Seaweeds? Shells?
Seashells?
Shells? You do shells, seeds?
If
Shells
they're
and weeds?
around, if they're accessible, yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Kill
they have
some
to be
more time,
accessible.
yeah.
Gotcha. You don't go on a search.
I'm not searching.
Nature walk?
What's going on here?
Nature walk? Did you do nature walk? Do you go around to like a little nature walk with the kids?
I like a nature walk. Yeah, our neighborhood is really woodsy, so there's I could do that.
Okay. Ticks? Afraid of ticks? Collars on the kids. Smart.
Are you beach or pool?
I am beach.
You are beach. I would have thought you were more of a pool guy.
I'm beach each. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're a beach guy.
I'm at the right beach. If the water's too turbulent, not for me.
California water.
Yeah. Oh no, I don't
Is
do. I thought
dirty.
Caribbean is all I do.
It's cold.
Yeah, I don't do New
Atlantic is a little more. I like
Florida waters aren't bad. We've been into Florida. We've been in a jaunt with
Florida's
our friend
great.
Vince down in Florida. We
That's
we did a
right.
swim.
A
That
Gulf
wasn't bad.
side is nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't mind a non-turbulent like water, especially when you're with the kids. My kids are smaller than yours,
Yeah.
right? So like the 5-year-olds, and I worry about that, and they're a little bit more.
Sure.
But I think I don't mind a pool, but the pool's got a piss factor.
Pool's definitely. By the
Pools
way,
are
a
disgusting.
pool in Vegas. Don't
Oh,
even.
no.
You can see the film.
Oh my god!
On top, it's
You see
like that rainbow slick.
Yeah, it's like that's exactly right.
Yeah.
It's like the chlamydia.
Like a
cloud.
bad oil change. Just
do
it's
that.
all over the place. Yeah,
Can't do
it's
that.
so gross.
I accidentally drank pool water in Vegas once. I
Oh
will tell you this.
no way!
You know, it's and I
This is
it
dude
inspi- and it-
juice.
no, but you know what inspired me to do, which is so fun, is splash into people's mouths when they're talking. It's fantastic. It freaks people the fuck out. It's one of those things. So if you're sitting there and they're like, oh, you know, and then you go, you get a night, no, not even like a big, you don't want to do like a picture, you want to do a focus and just make it go as they're talking. And then this is the reaction you get 100% of the time. It's, oh, and then why would you do that? That's the conversation.
Oh, that is so,
It's so funny.
hilarious.
It's so fun.
That is
It's so funny.
very on brand
Yes,
for Joe Gatto.
you should, you
Very
should.
on brand.
I have 3 nephews, so I could tell the story because we won't know the one that we're talking about.
Okay,
But
we know it's one of them.
he was 12.
Yeah.
And he had his phone.
Here we
and
go.
I didn't have my phone on me. And I said, oh, you know what? I said, what the fuck is the name of that thing? Let me borrow your phone. Give me your phone. I'll Google it. And I opened it up. And this is before he knew how to clear cache or histories.
And he's 12.
And he's 13, maybe 13, 14. He might be 14. I think he was 14. at this
Attaboy.
point. And I open her up. And there he goes, oh. And I'll never forget that noise of him going, like realizing it is over my shoulder. And we never said anything about it. We never spoke about it. And we both knew that moment existed, which is so funny.
I have a good friend who's a comic who is working with a film star on a script. They are flying with the head of a studio to Hawaii. They're leaving Los Angeles. So it's these 3 guys and the movie star's wife and the head of the studio's wife. And they're literally ascending. They just left Los Angeles. And the head of the studio says, "Hey, how's the script coming along?" And the movie star says, "Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, we've been working on it. Why don't you come over and bring the laptop?" So they're sitting around a table. He brings over, pops it up, and it's two dudes banging each other. And he's like,
oh man, he's like
the boss, the wife, the movie star, and him, and he's just like, so how much so we have 6 hours to Hawaii? We're going 6 hours. Oh my God, that one is just that's bazonkers.
That is bazonkers. I used to consistently. I lived in my mother's basement, and I used to consistently masturbate. and the way my mom's basement was set up was a way that my mother could come into the room.
She got a booby trap and roadblocks?
Right. So I would, the laundry was downstairs. Oh. And my mom would be able to open the door.
And you're still losing socks.
The door had the bedroom. Oh, no, I free play.
Oh, just belly flapjacks?
No, into some sort of catching, but, you know, tissue or paper towel kind of situation. Disposables. So I wore headphones because my mom's vents.
You have to hear it too?
No, because what, were you an animal? You don't listen?
Well, you can go on mute.
Come on, if you're going to do it right. Dive in. No, I don't know what you're watching because that sounds disgusting what you're doing. So maybe you're just watching the wrong thing. But I have my face. I'm facing the computer with the headphones on.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I checked.
Joey's gaming again.
I was using my joystick. I changed. I do the over the shoulders.
Fire.
The over the shoulders. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
She's not even home.
There's no door to lock?
There's a door. There's a door in the living room, but I don't lock it. I never lock the door. But it's in my bedroom. It's over there, right?
Mistake.
So I'm rock it, don't stop it, don't rock in the corner. Okay, and I've finished my business. I've done what I've had to do in this situation, and I go back and I go and wash my hands, and I go into my bedroom, and there is a neatly stacked. My laundry is on my bed, which wasn't there prior. No, and I don't have confirmation or not if my mom. Because she probably came and was like, Joe.
Oh, no.
And I was zoned
way.
in. Yeah, lightsaber in it.
And that's the day you started to do your own laundry.
That was it.
Right?
No. I just started, keeping the door open. This is very weird. That's one of my weirdest stories.
It's like we all have these stories
that we don't mention, right? Like this is how we're gonna go. Like this, we both know, people know, but we don't say anything.
Brett Ernst has a story like that. He says it on stage where he was jerking off, but then he was so drunk he passed out.
Oh yeah.
With
I know this.
His unit in his hand, but then he woke up and his mom had put a blanket over him.
Tucked him in.
Tucked him in, yeah. But we all have these stories of like, we all know somebody that's got busted by their parents,
of course,
or their parents just walked in or whatever. But I've never heard a story where a child has walked in on their parent.
Jacking?
Yeah.
Or doing? Well, doing. Yeah.
Jacking.
Yeah.
Or doing.
I don't know.
Neither.
Do you talk to a lot of kids about that?
No, but I'm just.
Tell
me about your daddy.
Because you shouldn't. I mean, there's a reason why you don't know that story, because you shouldn't be asking that question.
But there's got to
Hey, buddy. Did you ever see your father?
No, but this day and age where so many dad had the accessibility or whatever, there's gonna be a kid that's
gotta be. It has to be.
My kids are getting the age where like they're more mobile and running around the house and stuff, and I have my own office and stuff. But that's something where it's just like I hope that never happens.
Yeah, that's gonna be
on the rare occasion.
Yeah,
on the
Daddy's got his headphones on. Daddy's got rare. No, you're married. You make love to your wife nightly. That's how it works.
Of course, and it every time is better than the last.
Of course, it's like ice cream. Yeah, I don't know. That's definitely has happened to people. I mean, walking in on your parents is a trope, but walking in on your parent is a different story. Because I wonder about these things, and I wonder about what your grandparents like the evolution. Like the classic picture of the man of evolution of man, like he's the upright. I wonder if you could do that with how jacking off was for a guy in like a covered wagon, right? Like, how do you get his privacy?
Hope an Indian doesn't fucking kill me. Yeah.
Right? Like the over-the-shoulder jack is no good. You got to be in the right mindset. If you're worried about a walk-in,
The over-the-shoulder jack.
you're like, who's coming in here? Crazy. I don't know. Well, we should get into some questions and help some people. Let's do it.
Okay, this is coming to us from Celeste. You both acted and performed in front of, behind a camera for a show, done stand-up. Do you enjoy one more than the other?
For sure, directing. I enjoy being behind the camera more.
So you consider stand-up, jokers, and then directing. And of the three,
I feel the most happy inside when I'm directing. I feel like I'm doing what I'm meant to do the most.
right?
Not that I'm unhappy in the other ones. Let me clarify that. Like I love making people laugh, being the reason why people laugh. But I also love being the technician to bring laughter to the world, which I find I do when I'm a director.
Right.
Making things better and working on that and helping other people shine. So I've always wanted to direct, always liked it. So I guess I feel like a fulfillment, for a childhood fulfillment, if you will, of like I'm doing what I wanted to do when I was little. Where I don't get that when I make people laugh because that's just the way I am and what I do. You know, with Jokers, I couldn't be more proud of the institution it's become and what I've accomplished with that, and how I've brought joy to so many people, and then the opportunities that it's presented to myself to move into stand up and do that same thing and make 1,500 people laugh a night at a time and that. But there is just something about directing that seems more selfish. It feels like it's more for me.
Yeah.
Like this is what I wanted to do with my life.
Because stand-up is very selfish.
You find stand-up to be selfish?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's...
Oh, well, it's like, look at me, I'm making you laugh.
hijacking a room for an hour.
Well, but you're making your purpose is to make other people laugh. I would disagree.
Sure.
I feel it's more selfless. You're putting yourself at risk to make people laugh.
Well, yeah, I think if you have a healthy mindset, but there's a lot of unhealthy comics that are going up for selfish purposes. Look, when I was younger, I for sure was doing it to work hard, to make people laugh, but... I mean, I was really going out to have a good time, have some drinks, and really. So
you feel like those were the byproduct. Making people laugh was the byproduct of getting. It was all like
it was a pie that was broken up into 4 squares for me. It wasn't just one thing. But as you get older and you appreciate the craft of it more, you realize, you're there to make them feel good, not to make you feel good, which was a line in opening act. But that came from experience and hearing it through other people.
So do you think that after you have directed? Did you think you were going to like directing more than you did, or do you like it less now, or do you? How do you feel
love it. Well, I think, like, when you're acting, right? Let's say any one of us.
You're the only one that could act on this. I'm not an actor. You're an actor.
You could act. What are you talking about?
You're an actor.
No.
No, but you're more of a proper actor than I am. You've had lines. You've been on a sitcom where you had to repeat lines, hit marks. I've never had to do that stuff.
I believe you'd be surprised at how well you could do, because I think that
maybe
what would surprise you is that you're so outlandish and so much of a physical presence that if you had to draw it in, look, Dumb and Dumber is like a perfect example. Like Jim Carrey is, I think, at his best in that movie. It's so ridiculously over the top. But that scene when he has the suitcase and him and Jeff Daniels are debating, why should we deliver this to her? And he's looking out the window and he turns to Jeff Daniels and he genuinely, it's like some of his best acting, because you're taking this pivot from, like, the dead bird and all that stuff, and you're focusing on him. You feel so much compassion for him. I mean, it could literally bring you to tears if you're caught on the right day. It's so good. And I think there's certain people that are known, like Robin Williams, Jim Carrey, somebody like you, where the public is so used to seeing you in one way that if you just drew it down and got really subtle and quiet, I think you'd surprise a lot of people.
Oh.
I really do. But I think in terms of like stand-up, I love it. Acting. Let's say any one of us got cast in Justice League tomorrow, right? You'd be like, oh my God, I fucking got Justice League. This is going to be great. Well, in any show, in anything, there's really one or two great roles to have. Everybody else is there to facilitate the story or to facilitate an obstacle for the 2 or 3 most interesting characters in it. Playing a villain, fun. Playing the hero, great. Being the sidekick, okay. The thankless wife, who gives a shit? right? All the people you meet along the way, it's like very rarely do you have something in a script that's going to be like, oh, this is going to be a lot of fun to do. I was in a scene with De Niro. Do you think he's excited to work with? You know, I just think there's so few things in a script genuinely outside the main roles to get genuinely excited for. Unless it's something, a story you're passionate about. I don't know. There's people that love Shakespeare. I want to play Macbeth. Okay, great. But, you know, the fourth Roman soldier, it's like,
Yeah. I think, but I think there are some breakout. There's definitely examples of breakouts of people that have stolen the show or whatnot, of people that were side characters. Like Coulson comes to mind from Avengers. Like Agent Coulson is probably one of the best characters in all of the Marvel stuff.
if it was truly a breakout, what has he done since?
Well, they put a whole series around him. They did the whole Marvel show around him.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which
What,
ran
2-3 seasons?
8 seasons.
Nobody watched it. Do you guys watch it? You ever watch Black
Nobody in this
Panther?
room
But
did.
what did Coulson tie it? It's like, who gives a
No,
fuck?
I know, but but that's the story. That's not, that doesn't have to do with Coulson's acting. Like he's an
established supporting and character actor for years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he did something that wasn't. He's up against Thor,
Sure.
Hulk. You know what I mean? And he's Coulson. He's a guy.
So Shine.
I'm saying he did.
He did. He did. He was pretty good in
But I'm
some
saying
of- I'm just saying,
they're few and far between. I hear what you're
yeah,
saying.
like Brad Pitt in True Romance comes to mind.
Okay.
He was Floyd, who's sitting on the. Yeah,
Yep.
you didn't like the movie. We watched it. I made you watch it.
you made
on
me
the
watch
bus.
it. Yeah,
it was like making you read a book.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Writing, directing. I think this is the most significant role you can have in the entertainment industry, because not only are you shaping the story, you're creating the story, you're responsible for the story, but now if you're directing it, you are the conduit of the story. You could be given a script, and that script could be taken 1,000 different ways. In the edit room, it could be a
You get the
scene
same
could be
script as two different
manipulated.
directors getting 2 different movies.
Completely. You know, think about Michael Mann, or pick another.
Guillermo
You know,
del
Michael
Toro.
Showalter, or
Right,
whatever,
right, yeah,
or M. Night Shyamalan, whatever. He's going to do a comedy. So you're going to have so many different visions. But if you're a writer-director, I think that is the best case scenario in terms of leverage against the studio or production company, in terms of like making sure that the vision that you set out to exhibit on celluloid is the same thing that's going to happen when it's pressed on a DVD or put on a link and sent out there in the world.
But why you call me fat?
That's bazonkers, dude.
You fucking point out my celluloid to everybody.
Okay.
There's no need to point out.
I think that's the best.
So you're gonna
if
pick.
you
You're gonna pick
care,
director. Are you gonna pick director out of these 3?
I would say writer director.
You would say writer director. That's not one of the options.
If you're the director, you're still the conduit of the
I
story.
think if you're the director, you don't have to. You didn't have to write it, because if a story is written and complete, and you're given the script and I'm given the script, we're gonna have 2 different movies.
Yeah, I'd rather have the
you
double
want to
dip.
be a writer director because you like to tell the story and then tell the story. That's what I love about a writer director.
Yeah.
You tell the story, then you tell the story. You don't tell the
Right.
story to tell to somebody else for them to tell the story.
Yeah, look, the script is basically you're telling a story for executives, for financiers, for producers.
Exactly.
This is the marketing tool to get this goddamn thing
This
done.
is for the money.
Once
for
you get the
people.
money, the film now is the story for the general public.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Nobody's reading the screenplay. Nobody read Goodfellas. People saw Goodfellas, right?
Yeah, unless you're an absolute insane person
Yeah, a
that
lot
likes
of
to read closed captioning while you're watching Goodfellas.
Oh my goodness, the closed caption in the CC. Oof. I like to dub in Korean sometimes, but that's neither here nor there. Go ahead. What's next? It's very funny. If you guys are bored and at home, one of your favorite movies, throw it on and dub in like a foreign language. It's so fun.
Okay, coming to us from Ronnie. Is it okay to be upset that my girlfriend posted a full-long post about an ex from 5 years ago who passed away? We're both 30, and I felt bad, and I felt bad that it bothered me. I didn't let her know, but it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So this young lady had an ex who recently passed away. They'd broken up 5 years ago, and this bothered him. I think that's...
You can't feel bad about the way you feel ever, right? That's how you feel. Right, so you said, should I feel bad that I feel bad?
But you also shouldn't, I don't think, if you're going to take that viewpoint, then you can't be mad at somebody for feeling the way that they do. And this girl
100%.
broke up with somebody 5 years ago. This person passed away.
Yeah, it's detrimental, right?
I mean, I don't know how you can be a totally secure, sane human being and not think, in some regard, that the person you're dating or the person you're married to had dated somebody in the past that, you know, there's always tinge of affection. I think that everybody still carries over. But one of my favorite jokes was from Owen Benjamin. This is a great, great fucking joke. And the joke is, when you break up with somebody, time has passed, and sometimes you go back and you look through the pictures and you have such great times. You're like, wow, that was great. You know, I kind of miss this person. We did have a good time. And, you know, and he said, what you actually should do, you broke up with that person for a reason. What you should actually do is every time you fight, every time you put a hole through the drywall, right? And if you punch the wall, take those pictures. Take a picture of her making you scream, you know, or whatever. And he's like,
capture the good moments.
Those are the pictures you need to go back to. And I always thought that's such a funny, great way of putting it on stage, finding humor in it. But I think that look, I'm sure that on a bad day, my wife would think about, you know, I had a good time with so and so.
I wonder what Frank's up to.
Yeah, but that's human nature. But
I didn't mean to bring up Frank.
Well, it's okay. It's just they called him 10-inch Frank for some reason. I don't know what it is, but
It's a size 10 shoe, I guess.
The Subway Frank.
I guess I can't $5 Frank. I can't. You know, you're gonna feel bad for being mad. Like you can't imagine how that person feels, right? You can't imagine how your girl feels, and all you could do is have empathy for somebody you care about. This is somebody you care about. This is your girl. This is somebody that you're in a relationship with, that you're worried about how they feel. They feel bad for losing somebody who's significant in their life.
Sure.
So now, what's rearing its head a little bit, I think, is probably jealousy.
I think it's jealousy and it's insecurity.
You can't be jealous and insecure about this situation.
Because guess what? She can't go back to him.
No, it's done.
It's over.
Done. That door is closed. So I think I think you just need to recognize it and don't beat yourself up over it.
Unless she's like Maya Rudolph in MacGruber. You guys ever see that?
Yeah, that's so great. Oh my god. I think you need to. I think don't feel bad for how you feel, and if if it lingers, you're going to need to address it because you don't want it to fester.
Yeah. But I'm sure she depending on how long that relationship was, she probably still has mutual friends online with those people.
Oh, I got it.
Yep.
Fake your own death. See, read the post. Put them side by side. Yeah. And if it's not better, walk in and go, boom, bitch. We're breaking up. And if it's better, be like, I always loved you, and I'm back from the dead.
There we go.
Even death couldn't stop this. That's it.
Miracles. It's a Christmas miracle. Look at that.
How much more do you need? I have all the answers.
What more? Yeah, run for office, dude. You're so not political, but you should be because you just come with solutions, dude. And here's the great thing about you: you think outside the box,
I'm
man.
outside the box.
No one's thinking that.
Nobody's thinking.
I didn't think of that.
You didn't.
I've been on this for 40 episodes. It's felt like 80.
Yeah,
but you come at it from a different angle.
Why does it feel like 80?
It just drags.
The people that are listening, like, it's only been over 40. I feel like I started listening to this in 1997.
But I, if anything, like, if I would think that's a nice thing. Like, think about if you're the family. Oh, she had dated come over for a few Thanksgivings. That was nice of her. Did you see what she wrote?
For sure, for sure. I mean, to ignore it wouldn't feel right for her, I'm sure, either, right? Yeah. For her to ignore it. Like, she has to say something. She feel, and it's a way of her therapy to get through.
And by the way, here's the good. She's not hiding it.
100%.
She's
way
being
better.
Beyond
She's
honest.
Not sitting there in her room thinking about it.
Like, oh, he was a good guy.
Right.
You know, like,
she's got her piece, and hopefully she's moved on.
And she's with you.
Yeah.
Take
bottom line. Number one bullet point is she's with you.
She's with you.
Yeah.
And she's an honest person. I think that's
So I hope that helped.
But kill yourself.
On paper,
and then come back from the dead.
And then come back from the dead.
Yeah. This is coming to us from Cherry. Sherry? I think that's Cherry or Sherry.
Cherry.
Cherry?
Sherry.
That's a Sherry.
One I, E-R-I.
I mean, why do we have to do that? Just spell it the old-fashioned way, right?
Sherry.
S-H-E-R-R-Y, like Frankie Valli.
Sherry.
Do it that way. God damn. Hey there, hot mamas. I live with my dad. You see Jersey Boys?
Don't cry. What is it? Yeah, Jersey Boys. Yeah, I love Jersey Boys. I saw it on Broadway as well.
What'd you think of the movie?
I liked it. I thought it was okay. I mean, you signed up for what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't.
It's one of those where you forget how many of the songs you know.
Yes, for sure.
Really loved it.
Sure.
And I can't believe Joe Pesci put them together.
Joe Pesci put them together?
Remember he was the...
I know, I saw the movie.
Fucking asshole. Okay, here we go. Pretty baby. I live with my dad and take care of him, and he is now in hospice care. We lost my mom in the summer, so it's been hard. I have a brother, but he lives on the coast, and we are in the Midwest. I'm struggling getting my brother to understand what it's like here. Dad appreciates all I'm doing, but I get overwhelmed. When I try to explain to him, he just seems to blow off what I'm saying. Should I keep trying or give up and just lean on the few friends I have that have been really supportive?
Trying to get help from people that are unwilling to help you is not a way to live.
Yeah.
You said your piece, you've spoken your piece. Maybe there's one final time where you lay it out even harder than you had and said, look, I'm relying on strangers here instead of our father's
Family.
son.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. Help. And if that gets you nowhere, then that's I believe that's your last hurrah, and you just need to survive here. And thank God for you. You found family and friends that are able to help you.
Sure.
So I would probably say that's my advice, because it's the same thing. Like, look, you're gonna have people in your life that when the chips are down, they step up and help you. Like my friend Steve here. You're gonna have other people in your life that you think we're gonna be there for you, and they're not. So, like Jiggy. So I'm just kidding, Jiggy. I love you. Jiggy's in the Steve pool, but I mean, I think there's ways. You should always attract yourself to the people that help you and make you better, and don't worry about the weight that's dragging you down of what should be with someone or the way relationships should be.
Right.
Because it's not that way, and all you're doing is just yelling into a cave. For me.
Yeah, I always think it's funny when somebody ends a relationship, right, or a relationship ends abruptly or whatever, and someone's like, I need closure, though. It's like, why? That's the answer.
It's closed.
They've given you the answer.
Yeah.
They don't want to be with you. So someone who wants closure is the one that, I guarantee the brother doesn't want closure on this matter. He's chosen not to get involved. He's chosen not to show affection.
He knows you need help.
He knows you need help.
Yeah.
So, like she said, lean on the friends that are there for you, that have been supportive. But you're not going to get it from your brother. He's told you repeatedly, multiple times, this is not his forte.
Yeah.
This is not what he's good at, and you're on your own. There's no other way to put it.
100%. So
sucks.
I think you do say, and I feel for you, and I'm sorry for the situation that you're going through. Life sucks sometimes. All you got to do is suck harder, and I think what you have to do here is get your friends to help you and lean on that community that you have and be thankful for them. Let them know how much you appreciate them, and just let your brother know how you feel and be done with it.
Or you fake the father's death.
Nice.
Then the brother comes in the fold.
See if he writes an Instagram post.
That's right. And see what his investment is in the will, etc. Smoke him out, and then boom, Grandpa's back.
Yes.
There we go.
And he does a face reveal, and it really is Frankie Valli. He's like, pretty baby.
Still going, right, Frankie Valli?
Frankie Valli's still out there, still hoofing it and doing it on stages.
By the way, still looks handsome.
Still handsome.
I saw something recently.
Still
like a
tiny,
post
too.
where it's
Still
like,
tiny.
Still, he never
shot up.
Never shut up. You see people are getting the surgery to extend their
penises? I get the ads.
I've gotten the one where you
this to extend their
remove
height.
a few inches.
To extend their height,
but
really?
yeah, extend their height. Yeah, it's like something in your I forget. It's this leg bone. What's this one called?
Tibia.
I don't know. This one up here.
Femur?
Yep. Maybe.
Femur's right.
Tibia.
Where's your tibia?
Where's the tibia?
Tibia's down here, no?
No, tibia. That's your shin bone.
Yeah.
Tibia. He broke his tibia. He broke his femur. The femur's the big one up top.
Femur.
And then where's the tibia? Tibia. Oh no, I went to school with her. She was nice. Tibia.
That's the first.
The main one down.
Oh, Jiggy was right. Oh, you know that. You played baseball.
Tibia's the first black girl you dated, right?
Tibia. Yeah, she was great.
But they have this process now where you can lengthen
Your
that
femurs.
bone.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I believe it. They probably just add inches to your kneecap.
But that can't be. Your body is proportioned by nature.
No, some people are out of proportion. You've seen them with the long arms, the weird ones. There's a lot of weird people walking around with weird body types. People with
true.
short torsos, with shorsos. You see those people walking around? The people with the shorsos. The people with short torsos. I hate them. They're freaky. Speaking of it feels like they stopped in between on the evolution of man poster.
Right, yeah.
The middles, the shorsos.
Yeah. The shorsos.
Short torso people are freak me out, man.
That's a medical term.
No,
correct?
yeah, like when do you ever see somebody put something in the overhead compartment that is only 4'11" and doesn't have to stand on the tippy
I
toes?
love it. I love when I see
Start
people
them
putting
up.
in.
Yeah.
I don't. I just wait. Dude, do you know how many times I've seen
The sense
a
of
suitcase almost hit somebody
Yep.
and like
Let it happen.
crack their vertebrae,
Just let
and
it
that
happen.
person's drinking out of a straw the rest of their life?
You just let it happen, though. You don't do anything. You don't intervene.
Unless it's like an elderly old woman.
Oh, those are the ones I
You know
let
what I
go.
hate is a flight attendant that won't help.
Oh, that's worst. Yeah.
They just stand there, and all of a sudden, that's not my job.
The entitlement, though, when some people get up and they're like, "That's my bag."
Oh,
When that's said to me, and they go, "That's my bag," and I go, "Oh, you should get it then."
here's who I hate.
I hate that. I hate that.
You're in the 20th row.
Yep.
You have a window seat.
Here it comes.
Bing.
Here it comes. All the way up. Yeah. They stand up and they're waiting for it.
Oh, sit the fuck down,
worst.
you joof.
The worst.
We're not going anywhere.
Yes.
Or the person that is in row 3, and they're not letting. My bag is back
Sorry,
in 8.
my bag's-
Can you guys
could you
pass
just-
that up
yeah,
to me?
yeah.
No fuck face.
No,
you wait. You
and then
wait.
You go. I'm not putting me out.
That's right.
You know what it is? I have so much fun putting stuff in the overhead compartment, though. It's one of my favorite activities on a plane.
Oh, taking your time.
No,
Flailing with
putting
it?
it up, flailing with it, flailing with overhead baggage is my favorite activity on a plane.
Yeah.
It's top 3. It's also trying to get out when I'm a window seat and I have to do peeps.
Yeah.
So fun.
I had a Southwest flight attendant, very sassy man.
Yep.
Very sassy man. So the plane is curved, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So the second compartment, he was basically telling me I couldn't put it in. I couldn't put it in vertically. I had to put it in horizontally, but because there wasn't room now to put it in horizontally because the flight had boarded, I needed to either find another place in the plane,
Or board
not
it
via
on
his
the side.
help,
Yep.
or check my bag. And I said, well, I know it works. He goes, sir, I'm a flight attendant. It will not fit there. And I go, okay, well, it's in there. And I fly over, sir, this is my job. It's not going to fit.
Okay.
And now it's like, do I say anything
gonna
back?
end up on Instagram.
'Cause everybody's going to pull
Right,
their
right,
cameras out. And I just got up and I shut it. And I go, well, I think it fits. And then he just turned around and didn't say anything to me. And it was like one of those things. It's like, dude, it's fitting. Like, why are you? Sometimes I don't like when they grandstand.
Yeah.
The flight attendants.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
They deal with. I mean, it's one of the most thankless jobs, though. I mean, that's got to be a rough existence.
But that's your job.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That's you chose that job. You
yeah.
know it's coming. You know what people are going to ask for.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do. I do like fumbling with luggage all the time. That's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. I do like fumbling with luggage as best I can, especially when I'm trying to get it off the. I love chasing a bag around the baggage lane, like when it's going. I love
really?
being like,
I gotta
man,
get that. I
that's
gotta
fun.
film that.
That's fun. That's fun. Like you can't. I was like, well, when it's really crowded, and you're like, that's just mine. And then of course it's not mine. Like I love that.
What are
way
your
around.
top 3 opportunities? Because that sounds like a hilarious. I would love to see
that's
that.
fun.
I haven't seen anybody do that.
That's fun. That's a fun
Yeah.
bit. That's a really fun bit.
Tripping over suitcases. I've seen you do at the airport over strangers.
Putting something in overhead compartments fun.
Yeah.
Putting something in overhead compartments.
What is your pet peeve about flying?
My pet peeve about flying?
Yeah.
I enjoy flying. I think my biggest pet peeve is when the plane, doesn't have to do with anything with the people. It's when you're stuck on a tarmac. You feel so helpless. I hate that. When, we're number 47 to take off.
Right, yeah.
And then, you know what I mean? You're just sitting there. Or when you land, my biggest pet peeve for sure is waiting.
We don't have a gate?
No. When you have the gate and you don't have the guy who does a that guy, the guy who drives the
ramp up.
Yeah, the ramp. Where's this guy? He's not surprised that we got here.
This person,
yes,
right
and
there,
it's so
it's
annoying.
like, they haven't even brought the ramp up, dipshit.
Don't even. See how angry I'm getting about that because I hate when that person's there, and when they come, it looks like they're doing you a favor. I always look through the window.
Yeah.
I'm normally on that side of the plane, and I'm mean mugging through the fucking window at him.
Mean mugging, yeah.
And he looks, and I see him, and I've locked eyes with people as they're like, and I do this to the window.
Do you really?
I do this to the window.
You ever stand on the bridge just before you get on, and sometimes it drops? You ever have that?
Yeah.
That's a freaky feeling.
I love that.
A little squirt of pee. A little squirt of pee. It's
great.
All right. Well, let's do one more.
Okay, great. Perfectly natural.
Oh, for fuck! Look at this.
Oh,
My wife's calling.
answer it.
Yes, Jess.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you hear how excited she is to talk to you and how mean you're being? Do you hear that? We're recording a podcast and you've interrupted our work. Go to the two. And he was like, "Oh, she's calling me." I was like, "Answer it, please." She's half the reason why I'm friends with you is so I get to talk to Jess.
Yeah. What are you guys doing? Are you trying to record a podcast right now?
Brian, we are we're in a podcast. You're calling at the podcast.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later.
No. What did you want to? This podcast is all about asking questions. So, what is your question?
Yeah.
No, I was just calling to see how you're doing.
See, that's so
I'm
sweet.
going on a walk, and I thought I'd call you.
Oh, you're on a walk because she thought of you. That's so sweet. Did you dial the wrong number?
I was fine until I answered.
Oh.
No, thank you, Jess. That's so sweet of Jess. Do you have a question for Joe Gatto?
Wait, am I really on your podcast right now?
Yes, you're on the podcast right now. Do you have a question for Joe? Is there a question you've always wanted to ask Joe?
Not so much a question, just let's stop trying to convince Steve to get a dog.
Oh, wow.
She has
really,
been against
Jess?
it.
Another thing.
There were 2 days ago.
Yeah?
2 days ago, I went to Nashville Humane Society. I scrolled and I found this dog that I like fell in love with. I was like, oh my God, this could be the cutest dog ever. And then I went to show the kids the next day and it was gone.
Oh, yeah, somebody took it.
So I wasn't the first, yeah.
Jess, why don't you want a dog? Don't you want something else to take care of while Steve is out of town?
Well, the problem is we have a cat who annoys everybody.
Yeah.
And to bring another animal into our house just doesn't seem like a good idea.
But it might solve that cat problem.
That is true, but we don't know how the cat would react.
Yeah.
If the cat would just hide, and then are we being disrespectful to the cat who we've had forever, and then giving her an unpleasant experience? I don't know.
Yeah, you'd have to let them meet.
Yeah.
You don't have any cats, do you?
I do.
Oh, you do?
There's a cat that lives in my house, yeah.
And does the cat hang with the...
No, it lives in the room downstairs by itself.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
My
poor
dogs don't
kitty.
even know it's in the house.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Well, all right. So we should let the cat meet. Like when you go to the Humane Society, be like, hey, I have a cat. I got to take this dog home. Can I borrow it? And see if it eats my cat.
Could you imagine?
Oh, poor thing.
She would go crazy. Okay, well, you guys edit this part out of your podcast. I'll call you later.
Now she's giving me notes. Oh, love you, Jess.
Okay, love you guys.
Bye.
All right. Love you, Jess. Bye, hon.
Okay, bye.
That was very sweet of her.
And now we don't have time for another question after we did all that work.
No, well, I have. It'll be a quick one.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Oh,
I know you don't like...
Do you want to leave that part in with Jess? I think it's fine.
Sure.
Okay, great.
I know you don't like to get political.
Okay, here we go.
But this is from Miguel. And Miguel is asking, could I run a math question by you guys? If you divide the number of genders by the bathrooms you could use, how much climate change do you get? I made that up. Okay.
All right. Good job. And I love that you know the name Miguel. Thank you so much for listening to Two Cool Moms. We appreciate you. Come see us out on the road, JoeGattoOfficial.com.
SteveByrneLive.com.
And we are together in Phoenix, Vegas, and Thousand Oaks, California.
And always in spirit.
Forever.
These two cool mommies love you, so show us some love.
Please rate us, review us, follow us on all social media, and subscribe to our YouTube.